Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. For today's video, I took a little trip to Ulta and I picked up a new fragrance release from my favorite celebrity fragrance house, if that's what you call it. So today I'm going to give my thoughts on the Ariana Grande, and this is the R.E.M Cherry Eclipse. So if you are new to my channel, I usually do a first impressions video on a fragrance. This is not my final thoughts. This is not my full review because I feel like when you get a fragrance, there's just no way to review it a day or two after you have it. If you're truly a fragrance lover, if you just go and buy a fragrance and just put it on and you don't really care, you maybe won't notice differences. But when you review a ton of fragrances, I have learned that they change. They change from the first spray to just sitting after about a week. You will notice different things. So this is just going to be my first impressions, my first thoughts when I tried it for the first time. I have worn it once since, and I'm going to share my thoughts with you guys. So if you are interested in hearing more about R.E.M Cherry Eclipse, just keep on watching. So here we have the packaging for this fragrance. It's a pink box. I ended up getting the huge bottle. I don't know why I did this. I was just going to get the travel size. Bad Amy. Bad Amy. Me pueden regañar si quieren. I was not supposed to buy the big bottle, but I was like, you know what? If it doesn't work for me, I will sell it to one of my subbies. Keep the love going. I don't really like to return perfumes because I think they get thrown away, so I try not to. But here is the bottle for it. Excuse me, this is really pretty. I used to have the original R.E.M, but I decluttered it because the original R.E.M reminds me so much of Replica's Coffee Break. So I felt like having both, I didn't need to have both. But this packaging, I've always been a fan of quartz and stones, and I used to love digging for them when I was little. So every time I see this bottle, I don't know, I just feel like this bottle is me. When I saw that this fragrance was going to be released, of course, the first thing I thought was, what the cherry again. And I don't like cherry. Can we move on from the cherry? Can we try blueberry? Can we try pineapple? Can we make pineapple trending? I don't know. I'm just tired of the cherry. But since it's Ariana Grande, since I love her perfumes, I figured we can give it a try. So I'm gonna pull up the main accords, the notes, and then we will go from there. All right, so the main accords for cherry, the main accords for Cherry Eclipse are cherry, white floral, powdery, sweet, amber, musky, and animalic. So cherry is the main thing on top, followed by white floral. I don't know what I was thinking with this one, but I like to live on the edge, I guess. So top notes, we have black cherry and honeysuckle. Middle, we have marshmallow and jasmine sambac, and the base notes are amber and musk. So I went and picked this up. It was an Ulta order, and I sprayed it as soon as I got in the car, just on my hand, and my husband was next to me. The first thing I thought of when I smell, first of all, I love it. I know it's a shocker because I do get that cherry. I mean, I don't know if it's different because it's black cherry. I don't know what type of cherry, but Fragrantica says black cherry, but it takes away the syrupy medicinal vibe that I get from cherry perfumes. And in here, I'm picking up sexy. That's when it first opens up. It kind of goes through this stage drying down where I do kind of pick up a little bit more of a syrupy cherry, just a little bit. Yeah, like it's starting to come through now. And that's the part where it's not my favorite. The opening is freaking gorgeous. It's beautiful. And then there's like, I guess the ambery muskiness in the base really helps the fragrance. It kind of reminded me, I think I got rid of it, but the Bath and Body Works, I think I got rid of that one. I think my daughters took it, but the cherry one that came out, it's kind of making me think of that. And it's also kind of making me think of Bath and Body Works, what was it called? Sunset Glow? I think it was called Sunset Glow. It's making me think of that. So if you liked that body care, I think you would really like this one. It has a very like sexy cherry vibe to it while still somehow smelling, I wouldn't say innocent or juvenile, because I feel like this is actually more grown than a lot of the fragrances that Ariana Grande has. They're usually more sweet and fluffy and innocent, and this one is kind of like Ari, But Ari has, it's raspberry instead of cherry. So Ari is definitely a little bit more fluffy, a little bit easier to wear. This one does have like an edgier black cherry in there, but it works. It works, and it's one that I'm going to keep in my collection for some more time. I have started to do that. Like I said, if it's a fragrance where it's like a heck no, I cannot even think about smelling it again, I'll get rid of it. But for the most part, when I get a fragrance, I try to let it sit in my collection for at least a couple weeks before I revisit it and see how I feel about it. When I told my husband what he thought about this perfume, he told me that it smelled good, but he's a big fan of Ariana Grande perfumes on me too. And he told me it's not as good as the other ones, but it's good. So to him, he prefers Ari. He really liked Cloud when I had it, even though now I have Cloud Pink. But then when 15 minutes or like 10 minutes passed by, he was like, it's really starting to smell good now. He's like, I like it a lot more. So I guess it started to kind of not fill up the car, because it is a pretty close to the skin scent. It's not a fragrance that's going to fill up the room. It's very close to the skin, but it gives like this sensual, sexy touch to the skin. It makes it smell like cherry, but it has like a warmth to it. It's like sensual. It is musky, a little musky. It's not too musky, and just the base of it, I really like it. And the marshmallow, it's what's helping to give this fragrance. It has a little bit of a fluffy touch. So I feel like maybe with some time of sitting, maybe that marshmallow can get even richer, fluffier, or sweeter. But right now, as I am rating this fragrance, first time using it, I did wear it overnight last night, and I will say it did not pass the overnight test, even though I was not expecting it to. But in the morning, I did have like this ambery, almost sugary scent to my skin that smelled so good. It was like irresistible. So I'm not gonna complain about that right now as of yet. I'm gonna let it sit, like I said. But rating it based off of my first 2 times that I've smelled it, I would give it an 8 out of 10. It starts getting better and better as it dries down. I did notice that. So it does start off freaking amazing. Then we go through like this roller coaster of cherry, and then it kind of starts going back up, and we have like a powdery, fluffy, sweet but not too sweet cherry scent, and it's not too syrupy or medicinal. It's a sexy cherry. Really nicely done. I'm gonna keep it in my collection for now and keep using it. I'm gonna add it to my next tray, which I'm going to film probably today too. We're gonna be on top of that tray for February, but this is going to go on there. I want to get to know it better. I want to wear it, maybe do some layering combos, and update you guys at the end of the month and see how we feel about it. But it's not a heck no, so that's a good start for me. Usually cherry perfumes, it's like, nope. I tried Black Opium over Red. It was a no. Recently, Clean Reserve came out with their whipped cherry perfume. So I'm going to spray it side by side. I want to see how they compare. So I'm going to spray the Ari again. It reminds me of Sunset Glow from Bath & Body Works when it opens. Mixed with maybe the other cherry. There's something about it I really, really like. I don't know. And then this is whipped cherry. Oh, I think I prefer whipped cherry though. I need to get myself a full size of this. I don't know what it is about this one, but it's so good, and I pick up the pineapple in here. This is gonna end up being a full size in my collection. So between these two, right off the bat, I do prefer the whipped cherry from Clean Reserve. They're both really nice, and they're both different enough to have both. So if you're a cherry person, you're curious about both of these, they're different enough to have both. God, that Clean Reserve did such a good job with that whipped cherry. I love it. Okay, so I think that's going to be it for this review. It's going to be really quick. My first thoughts and my first opinions on it. I cannot wait to hear your thoughts and your opinions. How many of you tried it out, smelled it at Ulta, or ordered it? I cannot wait to hear what you think about it. So with that said, give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I will see you guys in my next video. They climb on my aesthetic.